Once again, Donald Trump proves that he's nothing more than a weak, insecure baby in dictator bully pulpit sheepskin suits. In this breaking story, he always goes after those he thinks he can control, because if you don't applaud him and you don't bow to him, we all know what his favorite phrase is to get rid of you, don't we?
You're fired. 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 You're fired.
And in this breaking story, this is just another inkling of what he's going to do in his second term. When he doesn't get what he wants and he wants to throw a tantrum, he's just going to get rid of people, change laws, or simply break them, because he's proven there is no consequence. And that's why this very important breaking story I'm going to tell you about in a few moments is so important. Take a listen to what happened with regards to the classified documents case before. And so what did Trump just say on the Hugh Hewitt show that he'll do until he gets someone to conform to him, regardless of the history of the laws and rules surrounding the National Archives? This breaking story is just so Trumposphere. Here it is.
Let me move on to the archives. You know, all of your problems in Florida at Mar-a-Lago started because the archivist complained to the DOJ because he hated you. Now, the archivist who's there now is not the one who screwed you over, but it's a new archivist. Are you going to replace this archivist and get someone who actually protects the legacy of the United States and doesn't persecute political appointments?
Well, the one who was there was a disaster, and he turned out to be wrong. And then you saw the Biden stuff come out, where Biden had 50 years of documents, and what he had was just outrageous, and he didn't have the right to have them. You know, I have the Presidential Records Act. He had nothing because he wasn't president at the time, so he wasn't covered by it, but I was. And we also had a very brilliant and very fair judge on the case, and as you know, we won that case, and we won it convincingly, and Jack Smith was sent. I assume he's heading back to The Hague where he can execute people. He shouldn't be allowed to execute anybody. His judgment is so bad and so evil, but he's a bad person. I call him deranged Jack Smith. But we won that case. That was the big case, and we won those cases. You know, the one in Washington also. But the judge in Florida was really a brilliant woman.
She is smart. She handled it well. I just want a new archivist so we don't have to do this again when you leave office again.
Well, I think I can tell you that we will get somebody, yes. Let me just put it yeah, we will have a new archivist.
Seems to me Vegas should probably put together a prop bet for Trump's term as to how many times we're going to have to listen to him once again say these two words.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Because for those of us who are lifelong athletes, and also people who don't run around in their lives as elitist babies, we have a common phrase: when you don't get the way you want, you just pick up your ball and bat and go home. And that's what Donald Trump does all the time. And it isn't going to stop, because unfortunately, he has shown he gets no consequence for the way he treats people or the rule of law. Folks, stay calm. Please continue to talk amongst yourself. Please engage with people you disagree with. And yet, never forget to stay frosty.